Can you guess these sounds in Germany? Hey everyone, I'm Dana and you're watching Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. This is a kind of interactive video. Mr. German Man and I went around and filmed some sounds here in Germany, and in this video I'm going to play the sound first without showing the scene that produced it. So on the first listen, all you'll see is black on the screen while listening to the sound, during which time you should try to see if you can guess what made the sound. And then after that, I'll reveal what made the sound. Just a tip, if possible, I'd suggest using headphones to watch this video. And now, on to the first sound. If you guessed walking on the sidewalk along the road, you'd be correct. Back in the US, I didn't really walk through town to get to where I wanted to go very often. There weren't always sidewalks to walk on, and the distances to get, for example, to the grocery store or a particular restaurant could sometimes be really a little far. Most of the time, I went by car in the US, getting into the car right outside my home, driving to the location and parking it right outside of wherever it was I was going, the store or the restaurant or whatever. Here in Germany, I walk a lot. Even if I am going to take public transportation, I usually still have to walk a little from wherever I am to the bus, tram, U-Bahn, or S-Bahn stop to pick up the public transportation. So yeah, I walk a lot here in Germany now. And speaking of public transportation, that clip there was the sound of an S-Bahn pulling up to the station. An escalator, Rolltreppe in German, Rolltreppe, rolling stairs. And in the US, I used escalators too, but in Germany, I feel like I use escalators quite often, especially when using the U-Bahn. And sometimes, depending on what U-Bahn station it is, it can really be far underground, and it is a long ride up to the surface. Fußgängerzone. Literally, this translates into English as something like the going by foot area, aka a pedestrian area. Construction! Yes! So much construction going on. I thought there was a lot of construction happening in Munich. Then I went to Berlin, where it felt to me like the whole city was under construction. If you guessed bocce for this one, Wow, that is really impressive. Great job. Technically, Stefan and I talked to the people playing this game, and apparently it's a French game called Boule. But if you guessed bocce from that little bit of sound that I had in the clip there, I would say that's definitely close enough. I would call that a win. Great job. But yeah, walking around town, Stefan and I have often seen a bunch of people playing this game. Sometimes like 10 or more games going on in an area at a time. Biking and the bike klingel. More about that in this video here, all about Germans and the bike bell. So many beautiful fountains to see. Well, at least in the summer. In the winter, if I remember correctly, a lot of the fountains are turned off, and many of the fountains and the statues are covered up for protection. Back to public transportation, the sound of a tram curving around the corner. Those beautiful little bricks on the ground, placed there one by one by hand. And this clip showed someone gathering together some loose bricks to repair an area of the sidewalk. I already had walking on the sidewalk in this video, but this one was walking in the park. And it was actually a walk in the park to get this footage because there are so many parks in Germany. And I really appreciate that. I love having parks in the city. A gondola lift that brings people up and down the mountain. When Stefan and I go hiking in Germany, sometimes we hike up the mountain and then take the gondola back down, which, as I mentioned in this hiking video, is something I had never experienced in the US. If you guessed, that was me goofing around, running up to the camera, making noise with my shoes, and then waving and running off. Hey, wow, very specific sound. Great job on guessing that. And if you guessed a river for the last one, ding, 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 that is correct. I really like it when a city has a river running through it. I find it quite peaceful to go for a stroll along the river. So my question for you is, how many of these sounds were you able to guess? What sounds would you include on a list of sounds in Germany? Or what sounds do you think of when you think of the place where you live? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Want to watch another video? Here are two. And a really, really, really big thank you so much to our patrons on Patreon who help make these videos possible. Thank you so much for your support.